Welcome back to the Life and Times of podcast. I'm your host, Blotchky. Today, we're diving into the life and times of a man who has made us laugh, cry, and everything in between. A true master of comedy, acting, and storytelling. That's right, we're talking about Billy Crystal. From his early days in New York to his breakout in stand-up, his legendary run on Saturday Night Live, and his unforgettable roles in Hollywood classics, Billy Crystal has been a beloved fixture in entertainment for decades. But his journey wasn't always smooth, and his career is filled with fascinating stories, unexpected turns, and an impact that goes far beyond comedy. Billy Crystal was born William Edward Crystal on March 14, 1948 in Manhattan, New York, but grew up in Long Beach on Long Island. His father, Jack, was a jazz promoter and owned the legendary Commodore Music Store, which exposed Billy to some of the greatest jazz musicians of all time, including Billie Holiday and Duke Ellington. His mother, Helen, was a homemaker with a sharp wit, a trait Billy would inherit. As a child, Billy was surrounded by jazz greats and even met legendary figures like Louis Armstrong. This early exposure to show business gave him a deep appreciation for timing, rhythm, and performance. Growing up, Billy was a natural performer, cracking jokes at family gatherings and impressing classmates with his quick wit. He attended Marshall University on a baseball scholarship, but later transferred to Nassau Community College and eventually New York University, where he studied film and television under legendary director Martin Scorsese. After college, Billy set his sights on comedy. In the early 1970s, he began performing stand-up at small clubs in New York City, honing his craft alongside legends like Robin Williams and Jay Leno. His big break came in 1977, when he landed a recurring role on the sitcom Soap as Jody Dallas, one of television's first openly gay characters. The role was groundbreaking and showcased Billy's ability to bring depth and humor to complex characters. Billy Crystal was originally cast as part of the first season of Saturday Night Live in 1975, but was cut from the lineup. He would later become a key player on the show in the 1980s. In 1984, Billy joined the cast of Saturday Night Live, where he quickly became one of its standout performers. His impressions of Sammy Davis Jr. and his beloved catchphrase, "You look marvelous," made him a fan favorite. His time on SNL solidified him as a comedic force and opened doors in Hollywood. His film career took off in the late 80s with When Harry Met Sally, co-starring Meg Ryan. The film became an instant classic, with its witty dialogue and unforgettable "I'll have what she's having" scene. Billy's charm, comedic timing, and chemistry with Ryan made him one of the most bankable stars of the decade. If there's one thing Billy Crystal is known for beyond his films, it's his legendary tenure as host of the Academy Awards. He first hosted in 1990 and went on to host a record 9 times, second only to Bob Hope. His musical numbers, hilarious monologues, and ability to keep the show engaging cemented him as the gold standard for Oscar hosts. Billy Crystal's famous opening monologues, in which he inserted himself into nominated films, became a beloved Oscar tradition. His other career highlights include City Slickers in 1991, which earned him a Golden Globe, and Monsters, Inc. in 2001, where he voiced the lovable Mike Wazowski. His range as a performer, from heartfelt drama to side-splitting comedy, kept him in high demand. Beyond the laughs, Billy Crystal has left an indelible mark on entertainment. He's a Tony-winning Broadway performer, an accomplished director, and a humanitarian, using his platform to support causes like Stand Up to Cancer. His work in film, television, and live performances has inspired generations of comedians, actors, and writers. Whether through When Harry Met Sally, his stand-up specials, or his voice work in Monsters, Inc., Billy Crystal's legacy is one of warmth, humor, and enduring talent. Billy is also a huge baseball fan and has played in several celebrity charity games, even signing a one-day contract with the New York Yankees in 2008 for his 60th birthday. Billy Crystal remains a legend in the entertainment world. His ability to bring joy and laughter to audiences has made him one of the most beloved figures in comedy and film. Whether you're rewatching SNL skits, quoting When Harry Met Sally, or laughing at Mike Wazowski's antics, Billy's influence is everywhere. That's it for today's episode of the Life and Times of podcast. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the life and times of Billy Crystal, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share with a friend. And if there's anyone you want us to cover, drop that in a comment too. Until next time, keep laughing!